I think I lost 40 trees to that.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order, and there were no decisions made in executive session. Was he gonna bring someone in?
I don't know.
Do we wanna take Rodney now?
Yep.
Rodney, you wanna come up for now?
Sure.
That way we get ahead
Make
of
it
us.
short. I'm appearing as a private citizen, also as a member of the airport board. I noticed that we hadn't done a inventory of county real property and personal property, and I feel that with the board doing state and federal grants, that we ought to make sure that we cover all of the statutory requirements of the state. So I'm simply asking that you grant the airport board a little time to do an inventory and turn it into you gentlemen. That's it.
That's it.
It is a state requirement that we do this, so.
I think it's prudent. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and get an inventory done for the airport.
Yeah,
And then that way it is a matter of record, and if there's any question in the future in regards to what is or is not county, then it's right there in writing, so.
right, because some of those hangars are private. Also, with all of these severe winds we have experienced, we need to look at the roofing and the siding on our hangars and determine if there's any insurance needs there. And
We
I'm not
already
sure at
have.
this point if the county's insuring those or if the airport board is. I haven't had a chance to read the appropriate contracts in that regard, so.
Well,
They were looked at last summer. The roofs up there were looked at last summer
Yeah, but,
after the hail.
yeah, but they're
Because the
probably
county-
gonna need it now.
I mean, the county, when they're doing their insurance review,
Yeah.
make sure that all
Yeah,
county
there's
buildings
insurance,
are on the insurance, so.
Okay. Yep. That's it.
I think it's good.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you.
And there are lease agreements for every one of the private hangars up there.
There's, I think 4, and then there's the brand new one, the new crop dusters.
There are lease agreements for all of them,
Yeah, so, okay.
okay?
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, bud.
Is the airport commission in favor of this?
I talked to Dave Yost on it, and I volunteered as a member of the board to be one of the people to help with the inventory. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so,
There isn't. I mean, it's basically just 2 hangars and
Because all the snow removal equipment is road
county.
and bridge.
There's fuel storage and fuel pumps.
Did you talk to Steve to come in now, or who are we going with? No, is he here, Ryan?
No, he's not here yet.
What's options?
It's a domestic violence organization. They provide safe houses, counseling,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
resources for victims of domestic violence.
pardon? Yeah.
You know, we pay, and this stuff's important. It really is. But I get aggravated that, like Thomas County and Ellis County, and they get all the offices and all the people that work in them live there, and they generate, they own homes, they own vehicles, they buy all their food, everything, you know. They're the ones that make money off of those deals. And yet, they always come out and want a bunch of money out of all of us little counties around.
Hello, Steve.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Peyton over in Rollins, he's set up, he's calling it.
He'll be right
Cardinal
back.
issue.
But you
And
can
it's
come
to
up.
try and bring mental health services, more services local,
Yeah.
rather than having to go to get Landry Colby or whatever. And so he's got a board and trying to get that up and going so that their services like right there.
Hang on, come on.
Can I run back over, grab stack of papers? I'm
Yep.
not sure if they're, may not be ready yet, but I'll double check.
Yeah, I wish we could get that farmed out there before the wind hits.
Well, and I visited with Cody, and he's on his way to the graduation. Troy Sweigert's graduating from the academy today. But I do know which deputy's on duty, so I'll visit with him.
You could talk with the deputy.
You can let Steve know.
Yeah.
I only got one copy of it. Kelly stepped out.
You want me to
Quite
make
have that
copies?
completed yet. Pardon?
You want me to make some copies?
If you can, yeah, there's two sides there.
Well,
That'd be
Scott's
great.
doing that.
Up
The wind's
Three.
supposed to blow really bad tonight.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tonight and tomorrow. And so law enforcement is gonna go and visit with the landowner southwest of town.
Okay,
And I'm advised that need to get out there and chisel or something so it doesn't blow. And if they are not getting that completed, then we're gonna be asking county to come in and chisel.
with the grader. That'd be the
Whatever
only
it
thing
takes.
we'd probably have to do that with.
And then you need to keep track of man hours, fuel, and such, so that the landowner can be charged,
Okay,
okay?
and try and get that done today if they don't, or not able, or,
I
Well,
wish we could, it'd be easier to do it before it didn't blow.
right, they're gonna be given a heads up that we know it's gonna blow, because the winds are supposed to be horrendous, and to please
I
get
guess how
out.
long do they have to get it done? Are we gonna,
You know, it's one of those things that you have to kind of estimate. I mean, how long is it gonna take him to get a tractor and get an implement hooked up and get out there to the field and such?
thanks.
So, personal opinion, like, what do you think, Roger?
They've been informed,
I know,
they've had a chance.
It's more of a safety too.
right.
Yeah,
It's public safety is what it boils down to.
Yeah, it is.
you've been out there and visited with them.
Yeah, and I was sitting out there the last time the wind blew, and there were times you couldn't see much.
It's a safety concern ASAP, is what I think, as soon as we can, even.
This afternoon,
Well, it has to be blowing. I mean, because we're interfering with the landowner's rights.
Really,
so it'd have to
It's
be
gotta-
tomorrow then, if we do it.
So you have to do it during
What
the
I'm saying
wind?
is they're gonna be given notice today, that we know it's gonna blow, so they better get something done, and if it's blowing in the morning, county's coming in. How's that?
Okay,
You might take Hanny with you. I think he's good at talking to him.
did I understand you right, that law enforcement's gonna go talk to them? Yeah. So we're not needed to go out and visit with them?
No, I'll visit with the
Just get
deputy on
there.
duty and have them get out
I
there.
hate to do it.
I know,
It's
you
been
hate to
going-
do it, but it's like,
Been going on for
Okay.
30 days.
yeah, it's to
Right,
the point.
and
that-
everybody else is out, I could
Most of them are out.
I could get a dozen pictures of where owners.
Maybe they haven't
landowners
stopped it, but they tried.
Yeah, have made an
But-
attempt and done
But
things.
the travel on that
mitigated.
road and, you know,
Someone gets
Like-
hurt or dies, that's,
exactly. I
Yep,
mean, I'd hate for something to happen
The
to.
wind blows out of the south, it affects one road, blows out of the north, it affects the other road.
That's supposed to blow out at 3:20 today, so.
Sorry to do that to you,
nope,
So,
but what's that?
Mine?
do it if we need to.
3.
At 3 today?
No, at directional 320.
Oh,
What's that mean?
That'd
Airman.
be out of the northwest, basically.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow is what he's saying.
That'll affect Road 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I guess I just had a few items. First one, we had a request from Dave Fleming to run a water line under Road 27. So he's requesting approval for a permit to get a water line from, I believe, the west side over to the east side. And it's just north of Road X, about 3/10 of a mile. And I don't see any problem with that if he wants to.
So he's just gonna bore under the road for the water line then?
He's gonna run a line, yep, under the road and depth of about 36
Okay.
inches.
Next thing to say, is he gonna bore it or is he gonna trench it?
I thought he
Says
said
here
trench.
Says here he's gonna trench.
Trench, oh, okay.
I believe that's a field road or a minimum maintenance road. I'm not
Yeah. it's
100% sure on the,
probably- It's not a heavily traveled road.
not a major road, no.
it's Road X.
Yeah. Yeah. That or not.
I'm fine with it. yeah.
Okay.
You need a motion on it?
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve trenching across the road on Road X for Dave Fleming for a water line.
Second?
And first and second, to approve trenching across Road 27 to install a water line or PVC pipe. First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay.
So it's not Road X, it's 27? Okay.
It's 27, yeah, north of Road X. We'll need to.
Oh, that's clear over in the corner.
What number is that?
It's gonna be 2201, 22-01.
27 and X. So,
I think there's a road CC.
Okay, next item, I just got off the phone with Peterbilt Goodland. They've been doing a second opinion on one of our Kenworths. It's a 95 or 2000, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's one of our older trucks. We've had a serious oil leak come up recently, and we've had one of the local individuals look at it, and he suggested that the motor's not in good shape or shot, and he suggested doing a second opinion, so we did, and we went to Peterbilt Goodland, and he basically said the same thing, that he worded it as the motor's tired. Once it warmed up, it's shooting oil out. So we're looking at, to overhaul that, it would be $20,000 to $22,000.
Is that for an out of frame or in frame?
I'm sorry?
Is that for an out of frame or in frame overhaul?
He's gonna send a detailed quote on what
Okay,
he's gonna
okay.
do.
All right.
I'm not familiar enough with that to,
In frame, they leave the block in there and they pull everything out. It's a little less costly.
I think would probably fall into that category.
Okay.
He said there'd be no cam or crank, no turbo. He was trying to go on the lower end of things as far as the overhaul. They are able to get a hold of the kit to do it. And he thought, in the past, this is something maybe you'd really seriously consider getting a different truck or a used one, and we've been looking, but not seeing anything that's gonna be, as far as mileage goes and the age, you're getting into $50,000 and actually up. He thought to get something worth anything on the used market, he thought you're looking at $60,000 to $80,000 for starters. And then he's also noted too, and he's seen this from at the county level, as he put it, he's seeing problems with even the newer trucks on the used level, the newer used ones where the trucks are used for hauling, how we use them, he's been seeing some problems with those trucks too. So his point was we may not be gaining much by trying to replace this truck.
A lot of them are just over-the-road type trucks.
Right. We do have one other problem we've been trying to run down, track down, diagnose, and it goes to idle on you. When you're driving it, you go to shift and it'll just, engine light will come on, it'll go to idle. It's still running, but you can't accelerate, and we've tried a number of fixes on that, and we've had Foley try and diagnose it. It did do it when they were test driving it, and the mechanic, his initial thought was it's probably the wire harness. There's something going on in the wire, short or wire problem in the wire harness. And those would run $2,000 on the wire harness. So that's something, I don't know if we were gonna do the overhaul, that's probably something we would wanna consider doing.
I would
So
think
we're-
so, yeah.
We're looking at close to, with that, you're looking at $24,000 to $25,000. And like I said, he'll send a detailed quote. Get a better idea of what they'd be doing, but.
So they're saying you're not gonna need a turbo? I think I'd put a new turbo on it just to be safe. I had to do 2 out of frames on my loader because that would be my suggestion. 75 hours later, I'd have the motor pulled again. Holy cow. That's something that it always takes, if the oil's dirty at all or if anything, it may check out good, but it may not last very long, would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I can get some more information from Brad down there, Goodland, on that. Make a note of that.
Any thoughts on that?
So, just kind of give you an update on that. That's gonna be something, it's like I said, it's either go with the rebuild or try and buy a different used truck. But I think we're gonna end up spending quite a bit more going that route.
Okay.
Buying a different truck, because right now he says this truck isn't worth much the way it is right now. I didn't get a dollar figure from him, but
I know I'm putting you on the spot, and you probably can't answer it, but how many hours do we usually put on those semis in a year?
I'd have to look that up, Rodney, to give you
That's what I figured.
an
I mean,
accurate. And it probably depends on the truck, but the ones we use on a regular basis, I have to
We
do
don't
some
we don't
checking.
run them every day, we don't gravel every day, but I'm sure we move equipment around with them and.
They do get some, miles and hours put on them.
Yeah.
And I could look that up for you here in a little bit and get that back to you, that figure. Go ahead and give you the latest on where we're at on budget and those figures. That's the road department there. And then that one's, and there's a list of activities on the back of that first one I gave you. That's solid waste.
Thanks.
Why in the heck do you buy an antifreeze this time of year?
Don't forget.
Well, that was probably from over a month ago.
Well,
Was that from
helps.
John Deere or
Foley.
Foley? Okay.
Doesn't that
There's
help
some leaky hoses on a couple of graders that are still leaking.
That helps with the heat anyway, doesn't it? Antifreeze?
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to drain all the antifreeze out this time of year. Put water in, and in the winter, we had to drain the water and put antifreeze back in.
Yeah.
So I see $5,500 from Western Auction.
Correct.
That's pretty good.
You moving that over in the capital outlay?
It
Is
is
that what that
gonna
means?
actually, we were just discussing that before I came in here, and we're gonna move that into the, special road project fund.
Figured you were doing something there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's currently in capital outlay.
so it is in capital outlay.
Currently.
You're gonna move it
He
from
wants to move
capital
it, yeah.
outlay.
Yeah, we were discussing that literally just minutes before we came in here.
Have you looked at, like, a year ago where we were at on budget to now with the way the fuel repairs and everything's going? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we've got 80% of our budget left.
I did,
don't know
it's been a
where
little
we're at.
while ago, and I don't remember exactly how we were sitting. I think we were okay compared
Well,
to,
I'm sure we are, but.
But it's
gotta
gonna
be-
change,
It's gonna
yes.
change. You received the 2014 cap?
yes. Yes, that grader is in use, so. So far, so good.
What does it have, like 4,000 hours or?
It had 5990.
6,000
Yeah,
hours.
it should be a little over 6 now. Okay. And if I could, I'd like to request that we move to executive session for personnel.
How long do you want, Steve?
I'll better go 10 minutes.
Okay.
It takes
Make a-
longer than I think.
I make a motion, we go into executive session for 10 minutes personnel.
Second.
Motion for 10 minutes of executive personnel.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Go.